Okay, I tried this morning, twice this morning, to make a video that was a little more upbeat, less negative, and this is going to be a long process for me. Hopefully not long, but it's going to be a process for me to. I want to switch to be, not so triggered by things and not so negative, really. Anyway, I don't know if I'll put both of these together because the minutes it says I have on my phone, it doubles it whenever I edit them, or triples it. I don't know. This might not be enough room. But, yeah, I tried twice. One for one channel, one for another, and it just wasn't working. Well, I got triggered, like I said. So, let's see what I do. Hey everybody, this is Grace. This video, I'm just going to talk about a few things. I mentioned on this channel about those comments. Oh my goodness. And I'm trying to move away from so much negativity in my life. Some of you know I have a channel that I basically talk about toxic behaviors, toxic people, toxic behaviors. And I have for like 5 years plus, some months. But yeah, it can get to you. I mean, it's a topic, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, so it wasn't as though I didn't know, that it's, this, at some point, these kinds of topics for me would come up. But I'm doing things to try to reduce some of this, this negative stuff in my life. Seriously, like I made this thing about the comments and really negative comments. Now, some of them were these, I always call them robo comments, like robocalls. And I did search for it yesterday, and I saw some titles and stuff, and you can see the thumbnails, and some people had, at least one had a comment like I'm talking about, and some of them have URLs you click on. And I watched, I don't remember the person's name, but I think if you just search annoying comments, you might find it. And people were writing comments on there saying that they've run across it, and on like that. Okay. About other people experiencing it, and they were there. The thought was that these, or somebody knew that if you clicked on it, they could be, it could lead to something like people hacking your, whatever, and, along that line, it leads to, they think, their thought was that it could lead to something bad, so don't do that. And like I said, I never would click on the ones that said things like hot, sexy mamas and stuff, crap like that. But, I should have searched first, and I know that it's not just me. I knew that, I figured that. But, seriously now, I knew, they were saying that it's just something, they call it bot comments. B-O-T, robo, and then bot. Okay, robo comments. We always call them bots, myself, so. But lately you hear robocalls. But anyway, so some people were commenting that was what was going on. But it's still annoying. But like I said, one time, one of them actually apparently watched my video because they commented on my video, and then the very next comment they left was one of those, robo, those bot comments about the hot, sexy mamas, dating chicks and stuff like that, and they're disgusting. I mean, I've actually gone to the channel to try to block it from the channel. You can block it from the comment, and then I'd see the channel, and it's like, ugh. It's gross, disgusting. So I turned my comments off because and I said that, let's see how long it lasts. But then I did a little research after that, see what other people were saying. And I also have another channel that I purposefully have put up videos to see what would happen. And immediately, like when I would check back, there were those comments, at least 2. I mean, they always put 2 of these types of comments, But I have my channel set to where Well, right now, most of them are set. I have them set to where there's no comments allowed. But that one, yeah, I did. And it's. I mean, I don't see that it's anything you can do about it. And, you know, people were saying things you would think that by now YouTube would have a way to stop those. And those kind of comments. Because all the problems that could bring about. You know, I forgot my car does that. My SUV. But anyway, I mean, that to me, I just needed a break from it. It was like, oh my goodness, you know. And some people were saying that, you know, they don't have theirs where they have to allow people. You know, the comments I do, you know, I have to allow them, so nobody sees them before I do, and I just report them, block them, you know, that kind of thing. But other people were saying, you know, that they I think the guy that made the video said that he has to go through every day and, you know, delete those comments. And it's very annoying. He's got a popular channel, though. It's very annoying to him. It's very annoying to me, and mine's not. So it's just, to me, it's the nerve of some person set up this kind of system, just doing, you know, spewing these on everybody's channel. And they said that it even happens to these big channels, these really, really big channels. And, you know, the people, the really, really big ones, can pay somebody to sit there and go through and delete them all. You know, delete, block, report, whatever it is that they do. But anyway, that kind of negativity, that kind of thing that, you know, that the things that just will irritate you, will just get to you. I'm trying to eliminate, like you're going to see me driving around here, and one of the reasons is because I'm tired of seeing people. Seriously, I had stopped coming down here because I got tired of seeing people who were walking around not wearing masks. Like there's one coming up to me right now. And it's a park, okay? And some people say, well, you're outside. No, listen to the experts, not just Billy Bob Jimbo and Sally Sue. I do not know anybody with those names. But, you know, seriously. So they're passing people. You know, they're huffing and puffing and they're passing people. And it's very, oof. I don't like to see when people just really do not care about others. And it's kind of obvious they don't care about themselves to me. That's how I see it. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about others. It's all what they want. They're like little children stomping their feet. They're going to do it their way or no way at all. You know, it's just... And then come up with this BS about... total BS about it's their rights. I still have never had anybody show me that actual right, because there is not one. You know, if that were the case, you'd see many people walking around without any clothes on, because they've determined that they don't have to. It's against their rights. I'm reading something. I have mentioned it. I briefly saw it a month or two ago. I don't know. But it's been stuff I've been writing about before I saw it. And just didn't put it in its names. It's called Illusory. Now I've already forgotten. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I looked it up on a scholarly journal article. Scholarly now. Not just Billy Bob Jimbo and Sally Sue's. But I looked it up, and it totally shocked me that there are scholarly journal articles, actual research articles that have been peer-reviewed, and they have this in the title. In all my years, I was a career student and taught at college and university. All my years, I have never seen this word on any title in any body of work at all, ever, okay? And it was, they call it, let's see, Pseudo, it's called Pseudo Profound Bullshit. And it actually says the word bullshit. And the works that I first found was from Canada. It was done in Canada. But there actually is this thing called pseudo profound bullshit. Okay, that people fall into and they start believing because they hear it, and so many reasons for it, why, and all that. But yeah, it's like, and how they fall into it. But they will believe it, and they believe that their way is the only way to see it, to believe it, to think about it. And that's what I mentioned in that video. I'm losing my voice with allergies, but I mentioned in that video that what really bothers me is when these people, this type of person, gets on my channel and tells me that I don't know the right way to think, that this is the right way to think, and it's some of this bullshit. It is. Anyway, and basically what it is that they, somebody says something and it makes it sound so profound, like it's really deep, and they don't really care, in this kind of bullshit, they don't really care if there is any truth to it at all. And quite often, there's none. Absolutely no truth to it. But they make it sound profound. And then other people pick it up and they just spread it like the mantra, the whole mantra mentality. Not like it is the mantra mentality. They just keep doing it over and over, saying it. And there is research that says that when people say the same thing over and over and over and keep telling people, some people start to believe it more and more and more. You see. Mantras, that whole slogan kind of thing. And anyway, that's the type of person I don't want to have in my life. And I understand that, you can find all kinds of research everywhere that says stuff about that it's basically, they, especially like right now, I would think it would happen even more, and it does seem to be happening when people feel like they don't have control over things going on in their lives and what's going on in their lives. We don't have total control. There was a little I don't know what you call it, a movement, but a mantra, a slogan. People were saying that the only thing that you can control is yourself and your life, and they were trying to say that you can control everything that happens to you. No, you can't. That leads people to believe that once they don't, to me, this is my view, I could be wrong, that once they don't have total control over what happens in their lives, then they fall into this. They start doing it to try to explain their lives, try to explain what's going on. And they come up with connecting dots that just don't exist. Okay, and I did several videos over years about people who just don't connect the dots right. And one research, I just looked for them yesterday. I haven't finished reading them, but one was connecting the dots. They don't connect the dots. I mean, it's observable. Okay, my degrees, as I said, psychology and sociology, and I was taught in research. Observation was my thing, and it is observable to see. You can see this. You can see that when they try to find some way to say there's some kind of reason for. There's some kind of that they can combat, or they can just complain about. Or say there's some kind of conspiracy theory, and these are they're fighting against the people who are usually what they're saying. I mean, you can figure that out. Is they're fighting against those, so they have a cause, and they're working toward that cause. Is to fight against the scientists and along this line, professionals. But instead, it's just that they're some people are just falling for it. Some people are on and on. Okay. Now, to me, if people are, if what's deep down inside, or maybe even on the surface, is, that they're lacking control, you would think they would move in this direction of, like, during this pandemic, wear the damn mask. Okay, seriously. Because that is a person taking control, true control, over what could possibly happen to them. They can't, it's not a 100% guarantee, but it's much better than none. And not wearing mask is, that's the none. I mean, the help assistance, oh, come on. I mean, how many people don't understand about masks? How many people have listened to total BS, bullshit. It's total bullshit. Pseudo's, it's bullshit. They don't wear masks. Yeah, those people are setting you up to die. They're hoping for it. Some of them, I truly believe that. Some of them, they're psychopaths, and they hope that the people who believe in the bullshit, die. I've seen people leave comments on different groups and stuff like that. That's thinning the herd. So they're okay with it. It's thinning the herd. You know what herd they're talking about? Yeah. But anyway, see, this kind of stuff is what I'm working toward getting out of my life, and I will tell you how. This what I think will work for me. Is I'm not a person to put my head in the sand. Seriously, I'm just not. But I think that for a while I need to, because I think I've seen enough. The mantra mentality, oh my goodness. You can see it, you can hear it over and over. They repeat the same thing. It doesn't really change much. It's just whatever one news network tells them, or what Billy Bob Jimbo tells them, and Sally Sue. And no, I'm not talking about just people from South. No. Some of the worst of them don't live in the South of the United States at all. So, you don't try to pin that on Southerners, But anyway, since the pandemic, I've basically been more at home or just in my neighborhood, like you see. I really haven't gone to too many places. Every blue moon I'll go through a drive-through, and wearing my mask, of course, following, the rules. Yeah, they're actually some mandatory to wear a mask. Okay, and every person I've passed has not been wearing one, except for one. God. But basically, so I've had a lot of time to. There are some people on YouTube that I've watched on, their social media, all kinds of social media platforms, but I don't spend a whole lot of my day on them. But what I have learned what I've been doing, not learned, I've always found it difficult to do, is to find decent people. I've always called them good, decent people. Really, that's what I'm looking for, good, decent people. And I started finding some, finally. 6 years of making videos. But I've started to find some. I think it's very difficult. It is very difficult for me. It has been. Because what I tend to see more of is these people who are saying, it's against my rights. This kind of thing. No, it's not. Please. It's against my rights when it's against people's rights when you try to take their right to life away from them. A possibility, seriously. But I'm on that side. I'm an independent, actually. Oh my goodness! But yeah, I'm. Anyway, I was talking about that. I'm not going to be watching that kind of filth anymore. I don't like the comments. I might turn my comments back on, and I'm going to start writing every time I get one, I'm going to write, not just report. I'm going to write to YouTube. Like that's going to make any difference. Like all these big YouTubers haven't tried it. I really need. But see, they keep changing channels. They just keep having more and more and more and more channels. So how can the AI keep up with that? Really. But anyway, and I did that because I needed a break from those comments, and just wasn't those. It was the people who think that they need to tell me how I need to think. No, you're wrong. I would block them, but just keep coming back under different channels too. And so I'm just going to keep blocking that type. Just keep blocking them. If somebody tries to infantilize me, treat me like a child, like they know how to think, and I need to think that way, block. That's it. Block, delete. And plus, I'm not watching any more of those channels. The ones that, God, I was for longest. Every once in a while, I would look. This one's not wearing one either. Huffing and puffing, passing people. But for the longest, I would watch one because you hear one, you hear them all. Really, you hear one, the monster mentality people, you hear them all. And just to keep up, I don't need to keep up anymore. It's trash. It's filthy. And telling people, saying things to people that are potentially do them harm just to make a little money. Okay, so they can make a little money. God, really? See, and this kind of thing I want out of my life. I'm tired. It was a lifetime I've had. I mean, there's no way in the world I'm never going to have any of that, but reduce it. I don't need to watch filth anymore. Okay, I don't even turn to that news channel. No, I banned it from my house years ago. When my mom she had dementia. She would watch it and she'd get mean. She was a nice woman, but she watched that news network. She'd get mean. Seriously, it says a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of stop that kind of things. No, I don't need to know. I can keep my head in the sand because I already know. I already know what's going to come, what kind of thing that leads to. Just the whole thought. You hear one thing, they're going to turn it around, spin it to some conspiracy theory. Oh, God, when in these people seriously don't learn? It doesn't say maybe you can, if you feel like it. It says wear the damn mask. I'm serious. And oh my goodness, one was coming right up to me. So, oh my God, this kind of filth. That's filth to me. It's filth. People who feel like I don't have to do it. That's about other people, and that's against my rights. And no, it's not. It is not. There's no right. There's no right that says you don't have to wear something that would help to save other people's lives. There's none. None. Oh my goodness. Really. I think I'm going to start repeating things and over and over and over, which I actually have. So hopefully every once in a while people would hear it and say, well, when I really think about it, she's right. My mom was like that. My mom was a conspiracy theorist. Seriously. I mean, people these days, I've said this before too, people these days think they're the ones coming up with this crap. Oh, please. My mom was, and I'm certain she wasn't the first one on the planet. So, and also, I want to stop ranting. I want to stop having reason to rant. Really. You have your conspiracy theory. You need to change things around in your mind so you can to help you with whatever. But you don't hurt other people in the process. Come on. It is not all about you. What kind of people think that it's all about them? Exactly. Anyway, wrapping this up. I've had enough. Hey everybody, this is Grace. And lately I've been thinking more and more and really trying to move toward talking about better topics. And I've said this before over time. I have more than one channel. My original channel is 6 years old. And because, I knew that what had all happened in my life, I needed to process through this, and it was important that I do before I can really move on to feeling more pleasant. Okay. I'm a cheerful person. It might not seem like that because of the topics I choose. But there's a lot of things that have happened over the past, I don't know how many years. And when you start to see results of it and everything, and then you start seeing it online. Anyway. But I think it was a video I put up yesterday that I had actually made August 10th. I actually had uploaded it on August 10th. And that was back, and I'm still having troubles. Back when I had troubles with technology, with uploading, with video editors, with when I could actually use the Wi-Fi because Adam works from home, and so much trouble with them being corrupted, the videos, once I got them up. And it was a mess. That was during that time. So, like I said, that one was August 10th that I uploaded it. And yesterday was September 11th. So, yeah. But anyway, I think I have like 11 or 12 videos, or 11, I think, that I want to make public. And one of the things that, like I'm saying in that video, I want to move on, want to make, move on to better topics, but I do know that I have to go through these negative things and finish them up and get on with my life. And so I have those, and I'm like, maybe I just won't make them public. But I worked. I'm not. My channel's not monetized. I'm not making money off of this. And I am the type. My degrees are in psychology and sociology, and I feel like if I had known this kind of information when I was young, how could my life have changed for the better? And instead of at this time in my life, I'm 57, that I'm still talking about these things, working through these things. If that knowledge had been there, like I said, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, but people will tell you, if you ask people who have these degrees, things like personality disorders, those kinds of behaviors, it wasn't like the only focus. They were like more here it's mentioned, but it wasn't. There's so much to psychology. It wasn't the only thing mentioned. Okay, it just wasn't a focus. Just sit there and focus on that one thing. Unless that was your area, unless that's what you wanted to do. And then I think it was very rare to find. I know I didn't. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice. Allergies are so. Whew. But anyway, I think I'm going to put those videos up, and they were the videos after that. I think were like August 27th, and like I said, today's September 12th. But I just couldn't get them, because all the trouble that I had, it was just not happening. And sometimes I got burned out because I made a video, and when I went back to it, it was somehow corrupted, and I still don't know how and that was working. And I've got to where now when I upload one, I have to listen to it before, to see if it's going to be corrupted, but who knows. Yeah. Anyway, I came out here to talk about that. Yeah, I want to move on from this negativity. It's enough. It's enough. It's time to move on. And the bad thing is that I went outside this morning, and I went down to the park and to make a video about this, and it turned into a rant. I'm telling you, going to the park, it seems like it's kind of a trigger, because people are. This is Texas, and wearing masks or face covering is mandatory. It's not. If you want to, it's mandatory. And only one person in the whole park. People running around, running on the sidewalk, running around, all that. Only one person of many I saw out there while I was there. I was sitting in my SUV with the windows open, with the windows closed. And so I didn't have to wear a mask because I was by myself in my SUV. I wasn't getting out. But when you're in public, you have to, when you could be, like, they should be wearing masks. Okay, to sum it up. And it's a trigger for me. It's a trigger. It is when I see people who don't care if they could possibly kill somebody. That's what it comes down to, what it boils down to. They're huffing and puffing and blowing out their air. Watch like Dr. John Campbell. He is really good what he does on YouTube. And see what, how he says. You see the lizard? Yeah. There are lizards and crickets every once in a while on that tree, that shrub in front of me. But anyway, that was a lizard moment. But it's a trigger. It is, to see how so many people just are rebels without a clue. Some people say rebels without a cause. But it's such a trigger for me. It's just upsets me so much that, with all these people dying because of this COVID-19, this coronavirus, and then there are just people out there that don't care. It's such a trigger for me. Really, like I keep saying, I find that, it's about as low as a person can go. It's not care about anybody else. It's yourself, not anybody else, because you think it's all about you. So, and that's what my videos are about. That's what, like I said, the negativity is there because, and I'll go back to, if I knew this kind of information when I was younger about what to watch out for. Watch out for, people like this. That's what I would tell, I don't give advice or counsel or anything like that. But really, I would want people to think, okay, these are the kind of people you got to watch out for. People who don't care about anybody but themselves. It's all about them, and they don't care if they hurt other people. On and on. But I want, and that's the funny thing is, like I said, I want to turn to where I do videos about better topics. At the same time, I mean, just hearing what I just said, it's like maybe this is my calling in life. I don't really believe in callings, but you see what I'm saying? That this is, there are people out there that have never heard this kind of stuff. They've never heard somebody else's experiences with it. And then when they hear it, people have told me this, when they hear my experiences or hear other people's experiences, not the people who are trying to sell you stuff, trying to say, oh, well, you give me this amount of money and I'll solve all your problems. No, those are snake oil salesmen and women. But the people who can hear it and say, I'm not alone. There is more. I'm going to go research this more. I'm going to ask my doctor, get a counselor, an actual counselor, or whatever it is where you live. That's the actual professional, not somebody who's just wanting to take your money. Maybe this is what I need to continue to do, but I think I need to mix it up a little bit. They're extremes. I'm not one of those all or nothing, black or white, everything's only one extreme to the other. No. But I do need to make more that are a little bit more, cheerful, like me. See, when I laugh, it's not that I'm laughing about the topics, it's just that I am a cheerful person. And that laughter is something that usually happens with me it does. And there are other reasons why that could be. I've gone over one of my channels, the various reasons. My voice is going out big time. Oh my goodness. Our temperature right now is 74 degrees. It's 9:49 a.m. in Texas, and that's good. We broke record about 2 weeks ago. Maybe not even 2 weeks ago. It was 107, and the heat index was 117. And I know that other states in the United States have had really bad heat, but I don't live in other states. I live here. Seriously. And it was a record. Well, yesterday, these are Groundhog Days. Yesterday or the day before, we broke a record low. It was 55, I think. And that was the low of the day. The high got up in the 60s or something. But we broke a record low, too. So that change and, all the pollen and stuff, yeah. Oof. And I'm losing my voice. So it sounds funny, doesn't it? It does to me. I can hear it keep going in and out. So anyway, but I want to say that. I don't know if I'm going to put this one up before all those. So, yeah, there needs to be more of a mix. And I know that. There needs to be more of a mix. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.